Well, good morning, Gemsonas. I have a review of the Steven Universe Uncle Grandpa crossover, Say Uncle. Now, a number of fans, I guess the fans have been split on this. A lot of fans don't seem to care for Uncle Grandpa. Like, whenever the show seems to take a hiatus, they go, oh man, they're going to cancel this great show and they still show Uncle Grandpa. That sucks. So it's, I don't know, it's always been kind of like the more extreme fandom's go-to show to reference something terrible over at Cartoon Network, which I don't think is particularly fair. It's a different style of humor. It's not my favorite show, but in small doses I really like it. It's got a fun kind of surreal, manic quality to it that if I watch a couple episodes at a time, it's really fun to watch. It's not something I can binge, frankly. But it's a lot of fun, and I kind of viewed this episode as sort of like I was hoping it was going to be sort of like a Mixoplick episode of Superman, or a Mixoplick issue of Superman, where this maniacal reality warping character comes in and just screws with everything. And that case, yeah, that kind of did happen, except of course Uncle Grandpa is like a good character rather than an evil character like Mixoplick. So the episode starts out with Steven wanting to... He's trying to figure out how to activate a shield. It's really unreliable. He keeps bringing up the bubble, which he has mastered like a boss, but he really wants to bring the shield up. So in pops in Uncle Grandpa with a hilarious entrance, poking fun at like rose quartz and the shipping that fans do for Lars and Sadie, and even saying, hey, relax, this isn't canon, and he shoots himself out of a cannon. With April, I think April Fool in smoke kind of follows him. The only thing missing is this fact that the episode didn't air on actual April Fool. So yeah, this is sort of their April Fool's episode. So, which is probably why they held the episode back, because it didn't work out. The air date didn't work out, so that's why they probably held it out up until now. Because that's why Garnet is in her return outfit. So anyway, he tries to help him out and shooting him with all sorts of crazy crap, and the Gems see this and not really crazy about what they're doing, so instantly panic and freak out. Pearl's reaction to what he does to them at first with the floating heads thing is actually priceless. I mean, if the episode stopped there, I'd be satisfied. So they decide to chase after them, and Grandpa warps time, takes Steven back to his universe, leaving the crystal gems in sort of this white void, which happens a lot. Which is, if you watch the show, the white void kind of appears a lot in his show. So they're stuck in it and freaking out. Meanwhile, he gets to meet Mr. Gus and Pizza Steve, and Mr. Gus is a fan of the Crystal Gems and Steven, because he knows a lot of things about... I think this is the first time anybody in one of the Cartoon Network shows says this. There's sort of a multiverse, hinting at the fact that there's a Cartoon Network animated multiverse where these characters couldn't meet. Actually, there is the IDW comic where actually it does play around with this idea, with the 90s characters doing a sort of Secret Wars crisis type of event. So this kind of picks up on that idea. And but this is the first time we've seen this in an episode, I guess. At least as far as what I've seen. I haven't seen every single Cartoon Network show. Anyway, he gets into trying to explain what is a good method of bringing up a shield. Then he's interrupted by Pizza Steve, who, by the way, I didn't even know until today, is played by Adam Devine of Workaholics. Okay, alright. Now I can't unsee that. I adore Adam Devine. I don't know why. He just makes me laugh every time I see him. That character now is more enjoyable after I've learned that. So anyway, Uncle Grandpa and Steven get sucked into the Fanny Pack universe, and they're heading back home. resigned to the fact that they haven't been able to figure it out. Meanwhile, the gems are stuck in the white void trying to get out of it and escape when they do break the fourth wall, literally. When they see Uncle Grandpa with Steven, they attack again, and they beat the shit out of him, which is pretty funny. And Steven actually defends him by throwing up a shield out of protection, and that's actually makes sense. What he cares about, what he wants to protect, his shield activates, which is great because this episode was supposed to be in season 1 before the return. And the way it's written, it can either be ignored or not ignored, canon or not canon, whatever you prefer, because it fits into the storyline and doesn't fit into the story. I mean, pretty much whatever the fandom wants to do with it. I think it is really clever and fun the way it's written, and it has the manic pacing of an Uncle Grandpa episode, while still keeping kind of the spirit of what makes a Steven Universe episode great, and also kind of fits into what they're doing for the storyline. And it ends with this amazing joke with Uncle Grandpa going through a list, like, okay, I've gotten Steven, I've almost got them all, and he sees it's literally every kid protagonist in all the Cartoon Network shows up until all the way up to Clarence, which is a great little last joke. And this episode even does what I really enjoy, is referencing anime, and Uncle Grandpa of all characters references Princess Mononoke as the lesson of this episode. Holy shit! I literally lost myself when I saw that part, because Princess Mononoke is one of my favorite anime films and films in general, and that's actually one of my favorite lines from that film. And I just couldn't believe when he said that you need to learn to see with eyes unclouded by hate. It's like, oh, that was great. Also, things of note was Pearl completely stole this episode. Dee Dee Magna Hall, happy birthday, by the way, really went to town and head first and just went nuts with this episode, and you could tell she and some of the other actors on this episode were just having a lot of fun. And oh my god, her screaming when Pizza Steve shows up, trying to pass himself off as Steven, I guess to distract them or mess with them or something like that. Oh, she screams, "That's not my baby." It's like, oh, that's funny and sweet at the same time, which is pretty typical of this show. I've actually been waiting to see if she said something like that. I didn't picture that happening like this. So that was really funny. And the episode really does do a great job of kind of like exaggerating the gems and sort of poking fun at the show itself and fans, almost reminding me of MST3K, actually. The way this show, the creators obviously pay attention to Tumblr and Twitter and their fans online, and it feels to me, what I like about it is there's a nice back and forth, which is really refreshing, especially with an animated show which takes like 9 months to make, and they're kind of like doing this kind of thing. So that's kind of really, you can see why fans get so obsessed and passionate and crazy is when you see stuff like this. So really enjoyed the episode. I think if you're out there and you're still like being a curmudgeon about this whole thing, like, hey, this is stupid, you shouldn't be doing this, just relax, man. It's just a TV show. We should really learn to just relax. Push the button, Lindsay.